We keep talking about all the issues this government shutdown, is creating here. And how about this headache in Washington? The Federal Reserve had to make its latest interest rate decision without a critical piece of economic data.
That missing information could affect everything from your credit card to your mortgage. Mark Curtis joins us now live from the newsroom to explain what today's announcement means for your wallet. Mark.
Hey, Tram. Fed's Chair Jerome Powell described the Fed's move today as risk management. The Fed cut interest rates by another quarter of a point, and while they did have government inflation data to help guide them, they were still working without the latest government employment data. The Federal Reserve making its latest decision on interest rates without a full picture of how the economy is faring.
There is no risk-free path for policy as we navigate this tension between our employment and inflation goals. Our framework calls for us to take a balanced approach in promoting both sides of our dual mandate.
The ongoing shutdown has suspended most of the economic data the Fed relies on. That includes the Labor Department's jobs report for September, which should have come out October 3rd.
It's not to say that we don't know what's happening with the U.S. economy right now, but we would have a much better idea and a higher degree of confidence if the federal government were operating and releasing the data that we're accustomed to getting.
The Fed can lean on employment data from the private sector as well as its regional banks. And while inflation data for September did come out last Friday, Bankrate's Mark Hamrick says the labor market is really in the Fed's focus.
Inflation is rising at an annual rate of 3%. That's still a long way away from the Fed's 2% target. But the Fed is primarily concerned now about a job market which has essentially frozen.
Justin Wolfers, professor of economics and public policy at the University of Michigan, says the central bank will likely make any upcoming rate cuts with caution.
What it's doing right now is actually just taking its foot off that brake and moving us back to neutral. We'll coast for a little while until we can figure out what the next step needs to be.
Meaning consumer relief on mortgages, auto loans, and credit card debt will also, unfortunately, come slowly as well. And Powell said that another cut in December is far from a foregone conclusion, and the Fed will have a number of factors to look at in the coming weeks, including the potential impact of this shutdown that could be a real drag on our economy, especially consumer spending. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office estimated today that the shutdown could cost the U.S. economy $14 billion.
Yeah, and I bet you feel the same way I do, Mark. We elect our representatives, I'm talking Republicans and Democrats, to go to Washington and figure things out. And instead what they're doing is they're holding, like you said, the economy hostage, people who need these SNAP benefits now, military, air traffic controllers, and it's such a huge waste because a lot of people who aren't getting paychecks will be paid at some point, but they're not doing the work.
And you know what, Troy, it's a great point. And the time, I mean, we're in 29 days of this, and the time for finger pointing, that's over. If you ask the average American what they think about this shutdown, and especially go to people that are going to lose SNAP benefits beginning on Saturday, TSA employees that have been working without a check, federal workers at all branches. I mean, this thing is affecting everyone. And they, frankly, probably at this point, after 29 days, they don't care whether it's Republicans or Democrats at fault. They just want this thing fixed.
Yeah.
Do your job. That's what I keep saying.
Do your job.
Do your job.
They're suffering.
Mark, thank you.